missed you so much. Hello, everybody. I'm Suzanne Runyon. Welcome to our crazy crafting time. Hello, crafting cuties. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It's been way too long since we've gotten together. I was on vacation the first Tuesday, and then last Tuesday, a little bit of weather issue down here down south. So first and foremost, I want to say hello to everybody. I want to give my prayers and thoughts to the people below us here from St. Pete, because they're going through a tremendous time. So our thoughts definitely are with them. Thus, we did not have our little crafting get together last Tuesday, and I hope you guys are doing great. We have such a cool lineup tonight. Oh my gosh. So this is cute. Alexis is joining me from Sizzix, and she was teasing about a month ago about something we were going to get in stock, and then it's here, and I just talked to her briefly, and I'm like, I can't believe it, and you guys are going to love it. And then we have Kiwi Lane coming up, and this is a first for me. I've never worked with Kiwi Lane products, and I can't wait to show you what they have. I think it's going to kind of blow you away what you can do with it and their concept behind it. So we'll visit with them in a moment. So here's what I do just to get everybody on board is I do shout outs to begin with. Now, you are my crafting cuties, so I'd love to know if you're a first timer. DeWitt, who is my producer tonight, will be tracking that for me so I don't miss the first timers. I'll try to get to a ton of comments, and if I miss yours, I'm sorry. It's usually tons of comments and I can't quite get to them all, and then DeWitt and everybody gives me the finger and tells me to wrap it up and start showing projects. Now, if you've never seen the show, it's so cool. This is a really creative moment. It's very different than what we do on the air. And I will craft along with my guest, and then we each share a ton of ideas. So you want to stay with us just because you learn so many cool things. And we take a longer period of time to show you how this stuff works. That's very, very different than what we do on the air, and we have to kind of rush through stuff. So let's do shout outs, everybody. Let's get started. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Marcella's back. Hi, Marcella. She says, woohoo. Then we have Ellen. Hello, I'm new to this, and scrapbooking. Well, welcome. The products that you'll see here in tonight's show can be used in scrapbooking quite beautifully, as a matter of fact. So we will talk about that later. We have Beth, who's from Minnesota. And what is Beth's story?
First timer.
Oh, you have to put like just Beth, Minnie, and then first timer, so I'll know. Because I don't know what you're telling me. DeWitt has this really cute new way to give me cues, which I love it. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. So hello. Deb says, yay, Kiwi Lane. And there's a couple of you guys who are saying yay already. So I'm so excited we have them on tonight with us. We also have Jennifer from Tennessee. Go Vols. Little football talk. Yep, go Ohio State. Yay, Bucks. All right, then we have Marcella, Suzanne, 333. Linda Lou says Kiwi Lane. Oh, Linda Lou's Kiwi Lane creative partner. So excited, love Kiwi Lane and Susan. Yeah, Susan's going to be joining us. I just met her a moment ago. Antonia, hi, welcome. I love reminders on the time tonight. Yes, so we're still 9:30 for the rest of the month. We're good to go. Jennifer and Idaho's here. Deb from Titusville, PA. Tony is anxiously waiting. I'm glad. Ellen's joining us from Southern California. Carol's Cleveland, Ohio. We have, let's see, Carol is joining us, another one from California. Tony, another Tennessean. Debbie says Kiwi Lane, yay, go Susan. So Kiwi Lane, folks, you're out there. I'm so excited about this. Antonia's from San Antonio. Mindy's from Idaho. Cindy's joining us from Northern California. Darlene from Mullen, Illinois. Janet, hey, Suzanne and Crafting Cuties from Marietta, Georgia. Glad you're back. I missed you. And oh my God, I missed you guys too. It was like kind of sad 2 Tuesdays in a row, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't doing this. All right, so then we have Ellen. She says, thanks, HSN. Myrna's back. Hi, girl from Orlando. Angie's here from Oregon. Tina from PA. Antonia says, hi, Suzanne, crafty cutie here. Hi, Antonia, I love ya. Norma's joining us from Pennsylvania. Debbie watching from Virginia. Carol says, hi. Michelle from Oswego, New York. Beth says, hello, everyone from Minnesota. My first time here. Well, hello, Beth. Thanks for joining us. Phyllis is Rochester. Paula says, good evening. Jennifer says, Mindy Fulmer. Hi, Mindy. Okay, there we go. Gail is from Rockland, California. Wanda from Columbus, Ohio, near my hometown of Delaware, Ohio. Dee says, howdy from East Texas. Jill's joining us from Texas as well. Debbie, she says, hi, Jennifer and Mindy. We've got people who are saying hello to each other, so I love the fact you all know each other. Deb says, hi from Eatonton, New Jersey. Hello. Betty's a first timer. Hi, Betty. Marcella says, I love your background today. Oh, well, see that little project right there? We just finished making a video that's going to be posted, our latest quick and crafty. See that little bat, a little treat bag? It's so cute. Anyway, I'll make sure and link that to my HSN page so you guys can see it, because it's a really cute little diamond press kit. All right, I go a little bit quicker. Joanne's from Albuquerque. Sonia says, hi, excited you're here. Love Kiwi Lane. Patricia's first time. Hi, Patricia. Diane's here from New Jersey. Tina's first timer here. Love using Kiwi Lane products. Well, I love all you guys from Kiwi Lane, too. And it's really neat. When we get to that, please share your ideas. If you have questions for our guests, that's super as well. I know I got to go a little faster. Betty in Spokane. Michelle, first timer watching the show. I love creating with Kiwi Lane. Hi, Guy. Hello, Betty, or Michelle. Lynn is here. Jen's here from Michigan. Lori's a first timer. Love Kiwi Lane. This is so cool. Jean's a first timer. Peggy's first timer from Washington. Love you, Suzanne. Well, I love you too. Thank you. Let's see. Sonia, Kiwi Lane is perfect for scrapbooking. Yeah, it can do a lot of stuff. I really had a ball playing with the Kiwi Lane stuff. And it's the first time I've ever really messed with it. So I really thought it was just so much fun to use. Gail says hello. Karen is joining us from Kentucky. Jessica from Illinois. Mary from Missouri. Jill is not a first timer. Well, then you are officially a crafting cutie if you've watched this more than once. Lizette is joining us from Indy. First time joining. Hi, Lizette. Carlette is here. Hi, Suzanne. Hello. Jill loves Kiwi Lane. Patricia, hi. First timer from the Adirondacks. Beautiful area. And welcome. Melissa, first time for watching the program. I'm excited. Gosh, I love all these first timers. Lori, hello from Holt, Michigan. She loves Kiwi Lane. Amy is from Minnesota also. Love my Kiwi Lane. That's so awesome. Diane's first timer. Hello. Julie, hello. Missed the last show because of hurricane prep. Yeah, well, I wasn't here. I way missed the show. We did not have it because I wasn't even in the state when we were preparing for that hurricane. Carol, I don't know Kiwi Lane either, Suzanne. Well, you'll love it. It's really a cool concept, so stay with me. We have Carol from Nebraska. Chelsea is San Diego, first timer. Hello, Chelsea. Phyllis is here. Sandy, I got to keep going, I know. Laura, first time to HSN Live Show, but not new to Kiwi Lane. As a matter of fact, I'm a creative partner with Kiwi Haley Lane. Yay! All right, Lisa's from Alabama. Terry from PA. First timer. Sherry from Montana. Hello. All right, here's what I'm going to do because I have so many comments. If you will just track it. Lizette is a first timer. I think I did her.
But I don't know if you got Linda.
Oh, and Linda. Oh, the comma. I missed the comma. I love his fancy new way of showing me stuff. It's really good. Paula and Patty, so he's going to check. Guys, thanks for all your shout-outs. I'm going to kind of zip forward. I just try to get to everybody, but unfortunately I can't. Megan, I see you there. Hi, first timer from Des Moines. That's Susan. Hi. Mary Lou from Independence, Kentucky. Karen, hello. Debbie says, hi, Susan, which is coming up with Kiwi Lane. And Beth says, oh my, thundering and storming here in Minnesota. What's a good time to stay here and watch us create and craft. All right, so a really funny story. I had Alexa on with me a couple of weeks ago, and she was totally teasing about something brand new. And so they surprised me and sent this box, and it was in there, and she was right. It's fantastic. So what is it? You ready? Big drum roll. So we're going to go to my overhead shot so you can see this. Again, this is launching here at HSN tonight. Now, if you've never seen the show, you can shop with us while you watch, okay, guys? So we're going to put, where is that, DeWitt, if you do me a favor? Where is the shopping link located? Is it the very top of the screen? Because I'm scrolling all the way back. So we're going to have a link.
It's in the post. So where it says HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne, within the...
Sorry, guys, I'm doing this live with you.
You're not seeing it on here because you're full screen.
So they can see it on their thing.
Within the post, there's a link. Click there. It takes you straight to the live on the website.
And you can shop. You will not leave our moment. So there's a little different way to shop, but there should be a post. Right now, you can see it. And here's the reason I'm telling you is a lot of these things, when we bring them in brand new, they're only for this show, and they're really, really limited. I think this one is going to be a sellout. I do. I love this. All right, so what is it? Super, super cool. It is a stencil and stamping tool. Now, a lot of times, some of the companies are coming out with just these things to help you do multi-layered stencils, but I love it that Sizzix went the next level. You can also use this as a full-size stamping tool. And what you get, and our guest is going to show you what this is all about in just a second. I'm going to show you some tips. This can literally lift completely off. And what's really cool is this, and you can see I'm already using mine, is removable, but it's a sticky adhesive that you get with it that's going to hold your paper or whatever you're stamping on nice and firm without putting any adhesive on the actual item. So that's really clever, and you just take this little sheet off. Now, we do have additional replacements for this sheet right here. It's a 5-pack, and the item number, if you want to get addition, these will last for a really long time. You can see I've already kind of got stuff on mine, but it's 1334698. 1334698. All right, let's get Alexa on. She's going to tell us all about it and how this cool item works. Hello, darling. Welcome back. You did surprise me.
Good. That was our intention.
I love
I'm
a good
so glad
surprise.
you love it. We love it here.
Well, it's much needed,
Yeah.
and thank you for making it, because so many people are doing the layered stencil thing, and it's neat to have and I've got a tip on that too, but it's neat to have that. But thank you for also making it a stamping platform. That I really loved, because I realized, and I'll talk about it later, I have some big stamps and some space that my little stamping platform just didn't work with at all.
I know. You're covered from the smallest stamps to probably some of the largest stamps you might own. It's fantastic. And having it 2 tools in one, I keep it on my desk at all times now. It's not even something that I like put away, try to make it look clean on my desk. It's always there now.
Okay, so why don't you walk us through how it works, because this is so cool.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is the box it comes in right here in I think we're in the overhead now. Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
So you will get this lovely box. It goes through kind of the components right here. It also comes with this lovely little instruction booklet in different languages. So to put it together, it's very easy to put together. It's not daunting at all. But this is the actual tool itself. And as you can see, it's quite large. It will fit a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper on there. You can have this top hinged removable lid, which is your stamp plate. And when you're not stenciling, you can actually remove this and put it off to the side. And then when you're ready to stamp, you can just put it right back on. You have your actual stamp base right here, and it has a foam base right here, which is to help it from slipping. So when you're actually stenciling, it won't move around. It's going to stay fixed in place. And then when you're stamping, it's going to give you that nice firm, like underneath, to make sure that your stamp is very smooth. Then you've got this stencil adapter, which I will show you how to use. But essentially what you're going to do is it's got these pegs right here and these pegs on the platform. And in our actual stencils, I'm going to pull in one of them. This is Butterfly. We have the pegs at the top. So your stencils will fit directly onto the base if you wanted to do it there. But let's say you wanted to move the stencil around on a project or move it up and down. That's what the adapter is for. So you can actually just fix these holes into the hinge right here. And then you can move your stencil up, you can move it over. So you can create your own pattern paper if you want to. I'll show you how I used it. I did a couple of samples just so you can see. Then you've got the A4 sticky grid right here. Like you said, it is double-sided sticky. One side is a little bit more adhesive to kind of hold it in place, but it's a low tack. So we wanted it so that it was firm enough that would hold a piece of paper in place, but not tacky enough that it would rip your project. And there's this nice little divot up here that will help you actually pull and peel it off. And I will say in testing, we have actually been inking on top of the platform too. So if you're using distress inks or distress oxide inks, because of the way this is the surface right here, you can just put some water on it and it cleans right off. I do recommend keeping your top sheet because then you can put it on when you're not using that sticky grid and it'll keep dust and things like that off, which will allow for the longevity of the actual sticky grid. But like you mentioned, we do have replacements. I will say I don't have to replace them very often. I've been using this for probably 6 months behind the scenes, and I've only had to change it once. And I've made a lot of projects.
Oh, that's awesome.
So definitely has longevity to it. But I want to show you how it actually works. So I've got a little project right here I'm going to run through where I've already done the 3 bottom layers on this butterfly. And I wanted to do this. I'm going to show you how it looks step by step, but I wanted to do one so you could actually just see how easy it is to stencil with these. So I've got our layered stencils here. We've got 3 that we're going to show you tonight. And the way ours work is you get 4 in each pack. And up here at the top, it's probably not going to show up on camera, but up here it has this SKU number and then a dash. And next to the dash is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And that's to let you know which layer to start with. So you don't have, we take the guesswork out of it for you. So I've already done layers 1 through 3 on here. And so I'm just going to add layer 4 on. And typically how this works is your first layer, you want to use the lightest ink you have because you're going to build up the color, because as you go up in the stencils, you actually are adding more and more detail. So typically layer 1 is a background piece. You can use it, you don't have to use it. And then the other 3 are all the main shape, whether it's a butterfly, a flower, the hummingbird, which we have tonight. But typically this top layer is always going to be your most decorative layer. And this is where you get to have the most fun. So I've just taken some distress ink and I'm going in with the darkest color. Now the reason I chose the butterfly is one of the ones that has our more delicate pieces. So I want to say, when you're adding the ink, have a really sensitive touch with it, because if you move it around too much, it is going to sway all over the place. But what's nice about these pegs is they're perfect precision every time. So if I wanted to switch back to a lower layer, I don't even have to worry about it matching up on my project because it's going to do it for me, which I think is a great thing, because a lot of times with layering stencils and stuff, that's not the case. You have to add washi tape to the sides and you're constantly having to worry about that. So you just kind of go in, add your ink. I will go in circular motions, but when I get to the more fine details, I'll kind of just do it very gently, move that ink in. So we can pull this up. And you can see I've now got that top layer where I've added more detail in. But a fun thing about these stencils is not only can you use them with distress inks, distress oxide inks, inks in general, you can also use them with paints, like acrylic paints, texture paste, dimensional paste, anything that's like a glaze. But with those, you're going to want to put them in water right away so that your stencil doesn't get ruined. With inks, you don't have to worry so much, especially if they're water reactive, because they'll literally fly right off the minute you put them underwater.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple things to note, guys. If you want any of the stencils, let me show you all 3 of the designs that are currently in stock. And we have these. We have the replacement sticky, but there's the butterfly. This is this amazing hummingbird. Okay, and the third one's going to be, it's called Geo Flowers. So we have all 3 of these available right now if you go to hsn.com that work back to this project. And obviously you can see I'm using it. In my finished project, which I'll show you in just a minute, we also have stamps that are available. And these are fantastic. So if you want to pick up the stamps, you'll see my finished project has one of these on there. Please look for those and on our website. Myrna said, you had me at stencil. She bought it. I love that, Myrna. That is awesome. Yeah, that's so great too.
Everyone I've talked to that we've shown it has immediately been like, I need this.
Yeah, right? It is. It's so cool. And you know what's really interesting too, Alexa, that is so many people are coming out with these layerable stamps. And so they've done different methods to try to get it straight, so to speak, or to try to do it correctly. I'm going to show you guys a tip, if you don't mind, Alexa. I'm going to show you one of my first tips, because I immediately saw this and I said, okay, I got to figure some stuff out. So for example, let me show you this. So what I did was I just pulled a random stencil out that I own, right? And then this is a diamond press set. And I started looking at it and I thought, okay, how can I get this little Sizzix guy to work with my other stencils, right? Because these are certainly different brands. So here's what I figured out, everybody. I took it and I actually took the stencils. So envision we're working with this guy right here, okay? And then I lined it up to where the holes were. I took a black Sharpie and did a mark there and mark there. And then I used my hole punch and I actually punched out the holes you can see right there. So all I have to do now is I've got this designed so that this will go over, and that's not this one. Which one did I do? Let me find it. I know I did. Well, I know I did this one. Okay. So I want you to see I did it right there and right there. So when you line it up, now I can take all my other stencils. And so I did this first, and I'll show you a project I was working on. And then I did my snowflakes because I punched holes in this. So watch what happens. I laid this down first, which is the dotted background here. Then I also punched a hole in my snowflake stencil, which my holes are right there. I layered that down next and did that on top of it. And then finally I used the stamp platform to actually stamp the stamp on there, and then I die cut the whole thing. So Alexa, I don't know if Sizzix was recommending that, but I figured out a way to take all these stencils I have and actually make them become accurate and layerable.
I love that you do that. We also have a converter. We came out with a universal converter that will allow you to add it onto, I don't think we were able to get it up on your guys' website, but there is a converter that we have that works with it. So you can use any stencil you want.
Really? Oh, that's so good to know.
But
it's literally called the converter.
For it.
Yeah, you know what? Because I did,
Yes.
I thought, oh, I got to figure it out. Because I do have a lot of stencils. And I've got some other brands that are doing this whole layered stencil thing too, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And so that's kind of that was my hack, okay? That was my little workaround hack.
Love that, because we realized as we were developing it, we're like, we need this to work with everybody's. So we actually did that. We made sure that it would work with other layered stencils, other single stencils, because sometimes, especially if you're doing mixed media, you're using just one stencil.
Right.
So it's definitely we've got them, but I don't think we were able to get them up on the website, but they are available somewhere.
Okay, and they will truly use any stencil whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Right,
I've tried them with, I think, at least 6 other brands, and they've worked every single time.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So what I did is I took that top layer and I added that final layer of ink on, and then I went over that layer with our crystal glaze. So this is a paste we have that is also available tonight, and it's an effect that you can then layer over, and it adds this really beautiful sparkly shine to it. And what's nice is that because these go through that top layer, you're adding it to the detail element. So I did that. It's still wet, but I have one that's dry. It does dry fairly quickly because I only stamped that or put the effect through not that long ago. But now I'm adding one of our Sunnyside sentiments. Now these sentiments are larger in scale, but we did that intentionally because these stencils are larger in scale. So we wanted something that would work to the scale of the size of this butterfly. And so we didn't want to skimp on the size. So what I like about the stamp part of it is it is removable, which is great. But at the same time, with larger stamps, you typically have to stamp a couple of times. And with this, you're going to get perfect precision every time. You don't have to worry about it, and you can just stamp up and ink up, and then you've got this perfect stamped image every single time.
I got to give an update real quick. Hang on, Alexis, really fast. Guys, if you want the stencils, oh my goodness, there are 3 of the butterfly left, and that's what Alexis and I are both working on. And there's only 4 available of the hummingbird. So for those of you who are buying this, and again, we haven't even talked about the stamping feature yet. If you want these gorgeous, gorgeous stencils, please don't wait on at least those 2 because they're already about to sell out. Marcella says, the adapter sounds like a game changer for me. Yeah, now we're all dying for the adapter. It's like, daggone it. Do you know, Alexis, if we're going to get it in?
I am not sure. We can definitely check with our sales team and see what we can make happen, though.
Okay, because let's find out, and then we can check with our team too.
Yeah. I know we obviously we have we're showing 3 stencils tonight, but we actually have 10 that we came out with so far. Actually, I think even more than that. So I picked my favorites to show tonight. Is basically what we did.
Oh, gotcha.
But I want to show you a bunch of other ideas that you can do with this because there is so much, and that's what really sold me on the stencils when they came out. Is what you can actually achieve. So I wanted to show you how it builds up layer by layer. So this is our hummingbird. And like I said, the number 1 is the background typically. So when you go to lay this in, this is upside down, so that didn't help. There we go. So you can see this was the first layer. I went in, you can blend colors, you can blend monochromatics. You don't have to just pick one color per layer. You can actually get really creative with this. And I think that's the best thing about this tool is that everyone that uses it ends up feeling like an artist. You get these beautiful artistic things and you don't have to do much.
Oh, and I'll tell you, this is funny. This is what I'm working on now. You guys, I'm randomly grabbing stuff. This is the one that I did earlier. And like, look, I mean, every one has a whole different feeling and look to it. I did some shadowing. So here I used my really light Spectrum Noir gray and I created a shadow. So it really makes that kind of pop a little bit more. And I will tell you, these stamps are really, really great stamps. So think about this, but there's the happiness that I stamped on top of that one. Oh, that's gorgeous, Alexa. That's really beautiful.
So this is once you get all 4 layers of the hummingbird. And that hummingbird, I love that it looks like a watercolored hummingbird. But I did this background with acrylic paint. So it looks like ink, but it's actually a thin layer of paint. So you can actually mix and match. So I did a card right here where the background piece is paint, but then the bird itself is distress inks. So you can mix and match your mediums as well. Beautiful. You don't have to just stick with one kind. You can also use the stencil as just your actual card base and then fold it. So you get this folded card in the mail, but it's really just sized down to however you want to do it.
I love that.
You can also just use one layer. You don't have to use all the layers. So
that is just absolutely stunning. And what did you use to do that one?
So this one, I used the layer number 2, which typically the second layer is the one that builds the shape of whatever the main icon's going to be. So you can see it's got a lot more free space. So what I did is I laid it down and I just layered in my color. And if you're going to layer colors, distress oxides are really good because they blend really well together. And then I peeled it off. And while I had it on, I did a water splatter so that I could get those dots. So you can stamp through these. You can do heat embossing, so you could do the clear embossing ink and put it through, peel away this, add some embossing powder on it, and have like an embossed stamp, what looks like an embossed stamp, but it really was a stencil. So there's that. You can also mask. So what this one, I took a piece of paper, laid it across before I started inking, laid the stencil on, and then did my inking, pulled it away, and then I had a masked area where I could stamp if I wanted to.
Great idea. I love that idea so much. All right. And
I also love teaching people. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and again, notice what I did really too, because we've got maybe 7 minutes to go. Instantly, I went from doing my stencils and now did my stamping platform. So this is why you're going to love it. You know, it's really a cool item if it only did the stencils. Like, that's pretty cool, right? But once you can use it, for me, if I can get more value out of it, more use out of it, now that it's a stamping platform, that's huge for me. And I think for a lot of us, if you don't have this size of a stamping platform, number one, you'll use that to death, right? And then if you start to get into stencils, especially layering stencils that are becoming so popular, you're going to be really happy you have it. So if you just bought it as a stencil layer or you just bought it as a stamping tool, they would both be great. But now you don't have to buy 2 things. You actually get both of these in one, and it's just absolutely brilliant. How did you do the mini size there?
So this one, it's not a mini. I cut it down to size and I made my own shaker, but you're never going to guess what I made the shaker out of. The packaging that it comes in.
That's awesome.
So you can repurpose your packaging and make these beautiful shaker cards with your stencils. And I just
love it. All right.
Put it on around it. It was great.
Comments in too. Let's see. Janet says, "What is the blue square thingy with the rows of rectangles used for?" Oh, this. Can you show them one more time what that is?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to pull out the project that will showcase this the best. So this is what we call our stencil adapter. Now I'm going to pull in the Geo flowers because this is one I did it with, and you'll be able to see it the best. So when you're doing stencils, because there's no edges here, this doesn't limit the size of what you can actually work on. So if you want to do a 12 by 12 scrapbook page, you can put it on here. You want to work on 11 by 17, you can put it on here because there's nothing prohibiting it from moving around. You just have to move your paper over or up and down. Well, you're going to need to adjust your stencil as well because you might stencil up here first, but then you want to move it and stencil down here. That's what the adapter does. You put it on the 2 pegs right here, and then you can adjust it depending on where you've got it on your project. So for example, this is our geoflowers. And what I did with this one is I stenciled it first with one, and you'll put your paper down. You don't really need to move it. I'm lining mine up since I've already finished the project, we'll say. So I lined it up and did the first stencil. Sorry, typically you would obviously do this with the paper down already.
Right.
There we go. I'm doing it a little backwards right now. So you'll put that there, and then you would do your first level. And I recommend doing all the levels in one spot before you move it over. Then I realized, okay, well, I want to move it and do this one down here. So I not only moved it over, I was able to adjust it down as well.
That's great.
And then you can put the next layer right here. So you can also do it across in a pattern and just move across the project. So I've got another sample right here. Let me pull it in, where I laid it down and I just moved the adapter across. And you can mask it so that the flower leaves look like they go underneath the previous one, or you could move it further across. So you can make your home decor with this. I'm gonna do a whole wildflower scene as soon as I can.
Oh, that would be super cute. Guys, okay, so Patty, you're asking me how to order. Right now you can see our HSN, and it is Laura. Laura's working with us tonight? Lori's working with us. She says, okay, how do you order? And what you're going to see is she's popped up right there at the bottom. You hit that. Now, it won't take you out of our show. So if you're going to go order, don't worry, you'll still be a part of the show tonight. Melanie says, what color it first, then place? Oh, she's saying first you color it and then place your embossing on it. So there's different ways you can do it. I want to make sure I get everybody's question is. That's a huge stamping platform. It is. And I'm going to show you guys something and why this really came into super importance for me today. And I'm going to show you guys this real quick. All right, so and I just got my most recent order from in the mail, my auto ship. I got my most recent auto ship from Crafter's Companion, and I don't know about you guys, but I am in a program that says that is part of what's called Say It With Style. So if you are in that program, I just got my most recent auto ship. Here is the size of the stamps. Now you think, oh, those are all individual. They are not. Now what was really interesting is, obviously I haven't played with this much, even though I've got the Today's Special kit and I bought this a while back. I went, oh my gosh, I do not have a stamping platform at all. My little stamping platform is only about this big that can handle something of this size. So if you're in the Say It With Style and you're like, oh geez, I don't have a really big stamping platform, guess what? I couldn't be happier that this arrived in the mail today for me, or the other day, because now this will easily be able to do full stamping. So if you got that Say It With Style and you really haven't been utilizing it much, i.e. like me, you need a bigger stamping platform, and this now allows you to do it. So I just wanted to show you that because it's one of those things that I had an aha moment on. I was like, yes, finally, I have a stamping platform that now handle the big stamps that come out of the Say It With Style collection. So little tip there if you guys are members of the Say It With Style auto ship, or you've got that original Today's Special kit that we had several months ago. All right, I want to make sure we've covered everything. We talked about, making your own holes. There is a way to do that on your current stencils. And you know, do me a favor if you can. If you can let our team know if we can get that adapter in stock, that would be awesome, because now that's going to take this to just a whole completely new level. And I have a ton of stencils I don't really use, only because I just don't have a convenient way to make it work.
I know. I think that's my favorite thing about the actual tool itself, is that it not only will work with other brands, it works with our brand. And we've tried to really think, it'll even work with the red rubber stamps. We just recommend using them towards the lower end of the stamp plate, so that you don't get like it hitting too hard at the top. If you want a more even layer, definitely move those down towards the bottom half of the plate. Also, little fun fact, you can actually flip those stencils upside down and create a mirror image if you wanted to as well.
Oh,
so we have them going one way, but you can flip them over and have a totally different effect.
That's an awesome idea. I love this. I love it. I love it, you guys. Okay, so remember, these big oversized stamps are available. Unfortunately, the butterfly is now sold out. See, I warned you guys. I was like, remember, when we bring these in for this show, we don't bring in like 5,000 of them. We just have a few. So butterfly's gone. I know the hummingbird's really close to being sold out. That's got to be. I've got 3 left in the hummingbird. I've got a bit more in that beautiful, what are we calling this? It's called Geo Flowers is the 3rd option. And Alexis, do you know, because I didn't go online, do we have the other like 7 or 8 stencils online right now?
No, but we can certainly look to see if we can get them uploaded.
Well, all right. Your team has a couple jobs to do. And if you can let me know or somebody know, then I can post on my Facebook page if we get those. And Duet, can we follow up on that when we get the adapter? That's a really big deal, is getting that adapter upline. All right, I got to let you go. Thank you so much. What an awesome, awesome creation. I look forward to you coming back because I had more stuff in my box I'm ready to share.
I love that. Thanks so much for having me again.
All right, thanks, sweetie. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, is that the coolest, you guys? Like, how great is this? Okay, stay right there. We're going to move on because we do have Kiwi Lane, and Miss Susan has been very patiently waiting. I am so thrilled to be able to present this next collection. It's very, very different than what we normally talk about, although what's kind of interesting, it does sort of hang in that stencil concept in a way, but kind of not at the same time. So we're going to move on, and let me get my next kit out from Kiwi Lane. DeWitt, am I missing any notes or special things that I have to shout out to? I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, now here's how I'm going to do this. How am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to show you this first kit. And then my guest Susan's going to explain what it's all about. Oh, shoot, I forgot to tell you guys. Right now, we have 5 flex and 20% off on all of our crafts. Well, we have 5 flex on all the crafts, and on some top picks, we have up to 20% off. So if you want to use our flex pay right now, you sure can, but please don't wait because it's going to go away here at midnight tonight. So this is a part of that 5 flex as well, all the Kiwi Lane, and obviously all the stuff that we just saw from Sizzix as well. So take advantage of it because that ends at midnight tonight, all right? So this is the first item, and it's really cool. It's a Christmas kit. Now, I've used a bunch of this Christmas kit, so I'm going to show you my projects in just a second. But you're getting the fabulous cards that come with this. They're beautifully made. I love the foiling. I had a blast with this. And it's actually the 3rd item from Kiwi Lane that I'm going to do a demo with on this one. You're actually going to get paper, but I used the paper. You're going to see. I used it for my projects. And then you get these amazing, amazing templates that are really quite magical, if you ask me. And Susan's joining us, and she's going to walk through what it's all about. This first kit is $24.95. It's on 5 flex of $4.99 for tonight only. So 2 of the 9x7 sheets of double-sided paper, 10 of the card bases and envelopes, 3 yards of metallic gold. I do have my metallic gold floating around here somewhere. There it is, the metallic gold. You also get the bell design template, which is in there. You're going to get the whole gingerbread house, which is really, really fun. All of that in this special exclusive kit. So, Miss Susan, welcome Kiwi Lane. We're so happy to have you tonight.
Well, thank you.
Hi. Well, we've been anticipating this. You have a lot of people online with us who are big fans of Kiwi Lane and you. So let's jump in. For people who have not seen Kiwi Lane, can you just explain first and foremost the actual concept behind it?
You know what? It's actually a concept that we did to kind of take advantage of your paper stash as paper crafters we often have, and also to simplify process. So here at Kiwi Lane, we really focus on products and sharing ideas, help makers and scrapbookers kind of clear away some of the common obstacles that keep creating from start to finish. So we're going to create a project from start to finish really easy and quick. And of how we do that is by providing the tools. And you just kind of showed our first kit, but those designer templates are simple and they take advantage of what we already have around our craft room. So like the paper that I just mentioned. So we're super excited tonight to introduce you to the designer templates, which are really incredible at sparking ideas. And you'll see that as we play with the designer templates, it's going to spark a lot of inspiration and ideas, help you to visualize your design before you cut into anything, and to utilize your paper to create really adorable, creatively satisfying handmade cards. in just a short amount of time. So I'm really excited to create along with you tonight, Susan.
All right, so let's go. We're going to go to your overhead.
Okay.
And I'm kind of, this is so cool when you see it kind of come together. So sort of take us step by step.
Okay, so like you said, we're going to start with the first kit that we have, the Merry Card Variety Pack. It does include everything you mentioned, so it's basically everything you need to create 10 cards inside of this kit. Okay, and so for these ones, what I do is usually just take my card base, and these have the 10 card bases already included in here. It does have the Merry foil already printed on, so you don't have to stamp anything. Your sentiment's already there. So really, it's just some fun dressing up your cards. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up the gingerbread here. And like I mentioned, we're going to visualize our design. So easy to recreate. Use your paper really proficiently and effective on those things, but you can play with the different designs. So if you want to kind of layer, you can kind of see those. So we're going to use them as a designing tool and then as a template. Now, really, when I go to crafts or events or just want to like create in front of the TV or something, I just pull out some basic tools. So really we just need a pair of scissors that you love, a pencil, some ink. I do love to ink the edges, so a dauber and some ink. But basically that's what I grab. So that's really what we're just going to use on the few different cards that we're going to create tonight. Now this specifically does include paper. I'm going to share, of course, just pulling out some scraps of paper to create another card. But like you mentioned, it does have the 2 pieces of paper. They are double-sided, 80-pound quality paper that really gives you the textures as far as the patterns go. So really nice to be able to layer your different prints and colors with that. So again, I'm just going to play with one more time, just kind of share with you that visualization. So if you wanted to keep it simple, I'm going to open this one up. This bell designer template also comes. So you can, again, really easy do that. Or if you want to layer it up with some other elements, you can play with that to create a design that works for you. All right, so let's go ahead and trace out the bell for them. And I was going to show you guys this here, just how cute.
So cute.
Again, the twine is included. Isn't that fun?
That's adorable.
And it's such a simple design, but so it makes such a statement as well. And so really easy to accomplish from start to finish. I love that I can take a few supplies with me and accomplish a lot whenever I am creating. So with the bell, you're going to see these little kind of trace guidelines, and I'll share with you how you can also use those to add different layers and colors into the design. So first step, I'm going to actually trace this onto my pattern. And if you do have a busier pattern, I will share this kind of tip. For example, this plaid pattern is a little bit busier. I can see my pencil line, but if you have a harder time, you could always flip it over and just mirror your designer template. So let's line that back up. So it's just a simple process. We're going to design, trace, cuts, and then ink and replace.
Susan, can I tell you the funniest thing while you're cutting that out?
Yes.
I didn't have any pencils in my house. I literally had to make a special trip because I thought, well, if I want to erase anything, I literally had to go to the store and buy a pack of pencils. I cracked myself up. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness. Well, if only I could keep my pencils and my scissors away from my kids, it seems like. They have their own stash, but they always come after mine.
You can tell I don't have any kids in my house anymore.
Yeah. Just a basic pencil though. That's great. I'm glad that you were encouraged to go buy some pencils.
I was like, wow, I gotta buy pencils today.
No, I do, right, like you said, recommend pencil because if you do have any, pencils, you can simply just erase it. But honestly, I don't even use that. I don't erase. I just use ink to cover any blemishes or pencil lines. So for me, I just kind of use this vintage photo, I believe is the color, and I've used it for years. You can venture out, and again, Kiwi Lane Place friendly. So pull out your stamps, out your different ink colors, and you can use pretty much what you already have in your stashes. Really create adorable cards in this case, cards. We also have these for scrapbooking, which hopefully will be on in a future show featuring scrapbooking, but really fun different designs that you can do with those. Okay, so I was going to share with you, and then I would love to see, Suzanne, what you created as well. But as far as specifically on the bell, and you can see some of these other fun designs, you can basically trim off just the portion that you want if you want to add additional layers to your design. And that's what I also love about the designer templates. Not only do they help you to inspire you, to spark ideas, to visualize your design, but they really layer nicely with a lot of pattern papers. I know sometimes that can be more of a challenge sometimes. And so being able to take advantage of your pattern papers and to beautifully layer them there is always really rewarding.
It's really
So
fun. You know what I love too is I love the fact that like, it's scrap heaven. I have this huge rectangular box just full of extra paper. And when you start using these templates, you're like, oh my gosh, I can use all these little pieces I have finally for something. And you know what was really interesting? At first when I was going to fussy cut, I was like, oh man, I'm going to fussy cut. I don't know. It was so relaxing. And I'm such a spaz that it was really awesome to actually just cut.
Absolutely. We hear that a lot, even on the inking phase, because a lot of the times, you know, that inspiration to trying to get started, what am I going to do? You know, so that first phase designing, once you're past that, you really do fit into the flow state, which is kind of what you're describing there, that relaxation, that R&R creating therapy that we often refer to it. So it is very, very therapeutic for sure. All right, so then we're going to trace out the bottom of the bells, and that's really the process. And you can see how easy and fast it is. Oh, I did add a little pop-up. I'm kind of a pop-up junkie. I love to add little pop-ups between layers. So
I do too.
Super fun.
Hey, Leslie says, Kiwi Lane changed my scrapbooking life. Lori said, I had to buy pencils too. Thank you, Lori. You're with me on that one. Other people are saying, Melody says the stencils are so awesome. Marcella says, Kiwi Lane with lots of exclamation points. Beth loves Kiwi Lane. Tony says, yay, love Kiwi Lane. Anna says, so excited to see Kiwi Lane. Marcella says, I love this. Tina says, Kiwi Lane templates can be used for so many things. Not only scrapbooking cards, also t-shirt designs, door designs, home decor, cake cookie decorating, and more. That's a cool comment from Tina, isn't it?
Well, and like I said, it's amazing how when you have that tangible on-hands experience, that again, it's just really nice to engage our creativity inside of ourselves, what it will inspire you to do. And I'm amazed by, I'm even shocked half of the time when people are sharing things in the community of, I would never have thought of it, but it sparks that inspiration beyond just, of course, maybe your typical paper crafting projects that you might think, for sure. Yeah.
Now, I want to point out, guys, when I was digging around, I found a YouTube video that I love, and we've got a link to it. So if you're really brand new, and a lot of you obviously are very familiar with Kiwi Lane, but if you're new to it, there is a link right there if you guys just want to jot it down or copy it or what have you, and then check it out, because that's kind of a how-to to get you started on using these, although obviously Susan's doing a great job showing us too. Lori said, when I first started Kiwi Lane, I had to buy pencils too. That's making me laugh. Shelley says, Kiwi Lane for the win. Desiree says, cute kit. Let's see. Angie says, I love Kiwi Lane. Christina, Susan is a great teacher. That's awesome. Hey, Susan, if I do want to find more videos other than just the one I posted, do you have a website or suggestion for us?
Absolutely. You can head over to kiwilane.com. We have lots and lots of ideas. It's kind of a important factor is to share this inspiration, of course, among the ideas. So we have a blog, we are on YouTube, which is probably where you found that video as well. So you can definitely find more information there. But again, it's a simple, easy way. Like we just completed really a card within minutes on that.
Okay, so I'm going to show my idea, guys, and this is a little different because, again, whenever I get kits, I'm always like, okay, I'm always going to try to press the edges a little bit, but I want to show you what I did right here. So I really was charmed by the gingerbread house, right? And I took a piece of cardstock and I made a little mark right there, and then basically I just took this and folded it in half to make a card. And then obviously if I would take more time, I'm going to cut it out, but I'll show you what I did. Using some brown paper, I actually used, and this is really basic, but I used my Sharpie marker, and I used the actual stencil or the template and wanted it to be the design actually. And then I cut out the yellow pieces for the windows. And then what I ended up doing is I put this on top of the card, and I did not cut the very top, and so I made a card like this using the excess of the stencil, and then I used some white ink just to sort of make it look snowy. Then the bow that you saw on top of the bell, I actually used, and I don't have any pop dots. I'm so bummed I didn't bring mine in tonight because I am jumping for those too. I am so in your camp. I was gonna pop this up, but again, you know, isn't that cute? And it's a completely different way to kind of use and think about using the template. So I kind of did that route. A little bit later on, when we get to the third kit that's available, I'm going to show you an idea that I just love, that I hope you guys love too, using the same cardstock that you got inside here. So we'll get to that one in just a couple of minutes. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Why don't you show us just a couple more examples that you have on this kit, because I want to get to the snowman and we still have a third kit to go.
Okay, sounds good. So I love how you used those doodling lines, basically, you said, to trace that out. I actually took it and I traced out the bottom half, right? So you can, there's so many various different ways that you can do that. Again, add some layers. You can take some Nuvo or whatever you might have in your stash, again, place friendly, and create those. And so that's what this doodling stencil sheet is for, is to add little extra details. So I did trace the scallops on here, example, and then just overlaid it with some of this Nuvo on that. And so lots of fun little extra details if you want to add some, even down to little Christmas lights that could be really fun to either use your markers and to incorporate those into your design. But overall, here are just some cute cards, same process, using this kit only and these papers. It's amazing how far efficiently 2 pieces of paper can go. It created all 10 of these cards. Well, this one we just created now, but I was able to create all 10 of these cards using this kit. So if you're looking for, you know, cheerful, homemade holiday cards for this season, like you said, a therapeutic, I got to grab my other ones from my little display here, but all 10 of these, just super fun using the twine, the papers, and the designer templates that are in this kit. And the beauty of the designer templates, and you're going to see it as we continue with these other kits, is that you can use them over and over. And so that's just because this kit only has these 2 sheets. You could create even more pulling out your paper stash. So lots of fun ways to create with these.
Yeah, like tons more.
Super fun.
Okay,
and
so
yeah,
I'm going to let you reset. And guys, let me give you a couple pieces of information on this. If you go online, you can find all these pieces. But right now, you can click through. Also, there's a lot of YouTube videos. We've got that posted right now. And this is all brand new. It's never even seen the light of day on television, on our on air. So we're really excited about it. And you got to stick with me because there's a third kit. And I'm about to burst to show you the idea I did with it because I think it's really cool. And at that point, you're going to go, all right, fine, I'm going to try this. I'm almost going to guarantee it. But while you're resetting, Lori says, when I first started Kiwi Lane, I had my pencils too. So she's another pencil buyer. I want to get to the
I love it.
This is Tina. She said, I've made a mini album out of it, hinged at the top, which, Tina, that totally makes sense. It's a great idea because you could do a mini album and just hinge it there and create the design. So I totally get that. I think that's a super, super idea. Christina says, you're a great teacher. Debbie says, I love my Kiwi Lane. It's so therapeutic to sit and use and design. I love to create and design my layout with the templates. Jill said, ask Susan to send you a Kiwi Lane pencil. There's a Kiwi Lane pencil? There's such a thing?
Well, mine's see light of day, but it just does play your way to creativity, and then it has the Kiwi Lane on it. So it's just a typical pencil, but yes.
Okay, good. Well, I'm like, what? There's a Kiwi Lane pencil out there. Myrna said, would like to see how you do the house, which I use that one as well. Let's see, a mini album to hinge to the top. I want to make sure I get everybody's comments. There's so many. Using Kiwi Lane makes your creative juices flow. That's from Linda. I totally agree, because it's the first time I've experimented with it. And at first I was like, oh, I'm going to use a pencil. I'm going to fussy cut. Do I really? And then I was totally into it. I'm like, okay, wait till you see my last idea. I hope I get big applause for what you're about to see later. But anyway, I'm really building it up. So if it stinks, you guys are going to be so disappointed in me.
No, I will celebrate your creation with you.
Oh, I love you. Melanie says gingerbread template, use it to 3D it and make a standing house would look fabulous. Oh, great idea.
Super cute.
Wouldn't that be cute? Kathy says you can use a white tracing pencil to trace on pattern paper. Oh, can leave it as a part of your design. Now that's a great idea, isn't it?
If you have I think what she's referring to, if like you have a busier pattern, you can use like a darker color. But yeah, it is really fun to doodle on top too.
But I know what she's saying. If it's dark, she's using a white pencil. You see, so it would show better than the dark pencil. That's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Jill said it's a pretty pencil, the Kiwi pencil. Okay, great. I don't have the Kiwi pencil. All right, so let's go into our snowman. Let's do snowman next, and then we're going to do the thank you with the waves.
All right. So snowmans, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, hon.
Go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to the overhead. There you go. So the snowman is, again, a designer template set, but it's build a snowman. So this set, I'm going to actually pull these cards to the side for a moment. So again, for those card makers, like we were talking about, using your scraps of paper. But again, the joy of playing with these is that you can come up with a lot of fun, different designs. So you have your little stacks of snowmen. Of course, you could do, 2 snowmans, 3 snowmans, with different variety of toppings of heads to keep them nice and cozy and warm. For example, you could flip that hat out for whatever. And now, again, this one has a stenciling sheet in here as well. So for extra added element, for hands, for doodling your face on there, adding little extra deeds, again, incorporating some of your markers or fine point pen works just great. Or again, using them as stencils, like for example, the bow tie here that I added to this little snowman tucked into a board, which is going to come up here next. So lots of fun ways that you can create with these on cards. But again, surprisingly, again, these designer templates can be used for scrapbooking if you are into scrapbooking as well. They cross-functional between the two medium paper craft projects. I love to create with these little cute DIY bags, for example, different things like that. So I'm going to just create a quick snowman card. Again, pulling out some of my scraps here. I still have them out, literally scraps left over here in this case. And just to kind of show again that not only did I create these 2 cards already out of my scraps, but what I had leftover scraps, I probably could create, honestly, another 4 or 5 cards on the layers. I am going to add a back to my card base here just really quickly. So I did cut out a cute little pattern that I happen to have again from my scraps of paper in this case. So you know what I love about it is when you change the paper, it really honestly changes that look as well. So really taking advantage of your stash of paper can have just really fun, different design looks. So let me go ahead and let's see, create a little snowman design here. Maybe do it a little bit different, these 2 designs. There is no limit on how you can create with these. Maybe if we do a little snowman.
It's really fun because it really does help you visualize what it's going to look like at the end by doing this. Like a lot of times you have to think of it in your head, and for some of us that can be kind of tough. So it's kind of cool to have the templates to figure that out.
Right, and it also could paralyze you sometimes with being afraid to maybe cut into your paper or, not feeling really creative. Maybe it's been a day, but you want to sit down and have a little bit of creative R&R. And so having something to kind of start building that foundation, and then you're going to see so instantly how you'll be inspired to incorporate a lot of, again, other projects or products you might have on stash in that regards.
And while you're doing that one, let me do a couple of shout outs for you really quickly. Tina says she designs on the cookies using the templates to outline or use the shapes to cut sugar cookie designs. Or if you do fondant, use them for shapes. That would be super, super cool. Tina says, how do we purchase these? Okay, Terry, here's how you purchase these. Right now, there should be up on your screen. Yes, it's still there.
Yep.
What is it?
It's pinned, so it should be right there by the comments.
Okay, so right there by the comments, it's pinned on it. You should see a way to shop. It won't take you out of the experience, though. You'll stay with us. You're not going to miss anything, but you'll be able to order these. You saw that last kit. We sold out of some of the stencils, so I always recommend shopping now is the best time to do it. And a lot of these kits won't be available tomorrow. We had, I think, the last video 2 weeks ago had like 23,000 views, and so unfortunately a lot of stuff sells out because so many people watch it after we're done with our live show. So it's pinned right there, so you should be able to shop. There it is. It says shop the show here. You click on that, and that'll take you to be able to purchase these. And it's pretty quick, but you will not leave our experience together. Melanie says the snowman would look good in a shaker card. That would be adorable. Lori says she loves Build a Snowman template. Let's see. Charity says Kiwi Lane has helped make a lot of great pages and cards and design and make scrapbooks for others. Thank you. I loved the inked edges. Melody says a stepper card with his family would be awesome. Oh, like a little snowman family. That'd be kind of cute. Newton says,
so
love
cute.
the snowman layout. Must order. All right, guys, so we just popped up how to order there, right there on the screen, so you can pick it up right now. And don't forget, we got one more. You got to stick around, everybody. You got to see this last. It's a double kit, really, and really super cool and very different than what we've shown you so far. So here's what I want to do. I hate to interrupt your snowman, but because time's getting a little bit short, and I do not want to skip this last one because it is absolutely, I had a blast with it. By the way, on the snowman, it's $12.95, and we've got 5 flex pays. That does end tonight. All you do is use a major credit card, and you can use the 5 flex. You can be brand new shopping with us and use the 5 flex. So little heads up there. All right, now the next one, we're going to go to my overhead shot. This is really cool. It's the Kiwi Lane card making thank you, and you get the border templates. These are the ones that I completely lost my mind on. I mean, I had a ball with these, and I'm going to demo it for you along with Susan. Now, what happens is you're getting 7 of the thank you designs. So this is the little thank you design here. And so these are the thank you template here. And then in the Frolic Designer templates, you're getting 6 of these, and they're extremely unique, especially if you've never seen them before. So I'm going to continue to work on my card that I use the thank you with and finish it up, and then I'll finally show you what I'm very proud of as my last card of the evening. So Susan, do you mind walking us through these while I create along with you?
Absolutely. So again, like you mentioned, it does the Frolic and the thank you kit. And so I'm just going to pull out, wish I had a colored background here, but I'm just going to pull out the white card base, which again is just taking an 8.5 by 11 and cutting it in half, really, for that traditional card size. But again, you can really create with this. There's a lot of fun ways with the thank you kit. It does come with the sentiments. So I wanted to point that out, that you can, again, either use a fine point pen to doodle that onto your specific paper that you cut this out of. I did use modeling paste on this one, so similar fashion that you can use this as a sole to create that additional look. And also, I wanted to share it for those that have stamps and they want to pull the stamps out. The designer templates are clear. So if you ever want to kind of lay over a design, let me see what I have here. I should have pulled up my stamps and shown that. But like, for example, I have this title card, say that was stamped. You can use these layover, adjust it, see through, align it on your paper, and then of course trace that out, with kind of what I did here with this cute little sentiment. So again, really pulling on your paper to play with the designs, to take advantage of those designs as you create. So here's one card, easy enough. We're going to pull in the borders. These borders are 6-inch on the Frolic set, so you can go up to 6-inch cards, or you can create little 4-inch cards, and then you'll just adjust the size on that. Now, I did want to share with you the borders really fast, and then we'll finish our card, and I'm curious to see, Suzanne, what you created here. But this kit right here, like you mentioned, comes with these different designs. So you actually get 6 designs. This one has 2 designs where it's created with a side A and a side B, right? And then also we have some very elegant scallops in there. So the whole concept with the designer templates is to play with them, to layer with them, to be inspired by them. But with the borders specifically, I've how to trace and cut to kind of a simple process, very effective. Very fulfilling in that finished result, creatively satisfying. But when you trace out your borders in this case, and this is beautiful, like on scrapbooking pages, we have these for 12 inches that just really revitalize your pages, and also take, again, I can't say it enough, take advantage of your paper stash. I'm sure we all have it in some sense. So basically what you're going to do is trace the border out on a paper, and I'm just using this scrap of paper and then you can make a mark, and it's so easy to just kind of add this nice wave. And then you could, of course, do a straight cut, but what I really want to show you is when you do one cut up here at the middle, whoops, you're going to get those two pieces there. So that's really nice. And then again, you can ink those edges, is what I recommend. Now, before, of course, I ever trace and cut, I would use them as a designing tool for that instant before I started to cut them out, because that's really where they really shine forth and show you lots of ideas.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and do that really fast.
You'll basically lose your mind with the border pieces, the Frawley design templates, the long ones. Like seriously, guys, you just don't even understand how cool they are.
And layer, like, see how easy it is just to kind of add some layers. And the smallest little scrap you can take advantage of. Smallest piece of scrap. No measuring, no guessing, simply just adjust it onto your paper. Like, I always like to keep it to the edges of my paper, because I'm going to stretch that paper as far as it can go.
You can always tell you who's a really true crafter, because we do that. I'm using a little teeny bit. I'm like, oh, I can't throw that little piece away. I might use it for something.
Yeah. And I do recommend a good pair of scissors.
Nancy commented, I can't shop this fast. That's awesome. Linda Lou says, borders are amazing. You can use the 6-inch borders on scrapbook layouts also. Yeah, because think about it, 6 times 6 is 12, so you could actually do a full border with that, couldn't you?
Yeah, and my frame's not big enough, but I did throw out a scrapbooking. We do have one kit over in your shop. We're not featuring it during the live today, but if you do go search Kiwi Lane over on HSN, you will find a special there as well for this. Let me actually grab it. They just, I think, put it in the shop, not for the live, but a cute kit.
Oh, nice.
This one kit can create, 3 2-page layouts. So 3 2-page layouts. That's how far and effective your paper can get. But you can see, look how cute that the borders just kind of ground it and pull the patterns out to kind of complement your pages.
Yeah, super
So
cute.
very,
Yeah, that's
very
adorable.
efficient.
We're going to try to get an item number for you guys on that. I'll just have to read it to you once we find it, but we'll try to find it. What was the name of that kit? If you could help me, Susan.
Tell your story. Tell your story.
Tell your story from Kiwi Lane. All right, so while Susan's making that, here we go. I hope this is worth you guys waiting around. I'm going to do my big reveal. So this is the one I made, and I just want you to show you. This is the thank you part of it. Now I'm going to work with this. But notice, I usually actually use these to do this layered background. And this was the leftover of cutting out a different thing I was working on. So that's one idea. But that's not the one. I think that's pretty good. But this is the one that I am most proud of, Susan. And I hope everybody loves it. I'm going to show you how I did it. Bum, ba-da-da. I actually used your, I used it as actually a stencil. I love this technique, and I've seen it done different ways. So when I saw these guys, I was like, wait a minute, I can create this technique using these. Now, what I discovered, and you can show and split us if you guys will, because I want to make sure everybody sees what Susan's doing too at the same time. But what I discovered with these guys is, don't forget, you can do this. So I was doing this and this and this and this. And so what I did was I started with the big one. And actually what specifically I did is, you can see the blue ones that I used, is I started with the lowest layer down here, and then I would put another layer on top of that one, and then a third layer on top of that one. And again, I could reverse it to make the snow look a little different. And then my top layer up here, right? And then what I did was, with my ink, I would just ink the edges. So you can see, I'll just slide this over. You can see I inked the big one, and then I lifted that one off. And then I'm inking the next layer, and I lifted that one off. And I used a purple and a blue together. And then I inked the third layer, and then you can see, in essence, I inked the bottom layer and lifted it off. Then I went back in with my Spectrum Noir marker, which I love, my little gray marker, and I just did some shadowing along here to make it look like it's snow drifts or a snow mountain for that matter. Then came back with some stamps I have, and I actually stamped the little guys in the back to give it some perspective and the big tree up here in the front. So when you get these at home, I hope you love that idea just enough to do that technique.
So cute. Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a fun one. I love it. I did want to also share, just from cutting perspective, because I know that can sometimes be intimidating. So I just wanted to share kind of like just a few cutting tips here. So you'll notice here that my cutting hand is stationed. And this round design, I'm kind of actually just using my alternative hand to kind of glide it through the scissors. But again, really the important thing to kind of note here is, yeah, it's definitely handmade. You are going to speed up the process. It is going to allow you to really complete from start to finish a lot of projects, take advantage of your paper stash. Gosh, it's so fulfilling to see your paper stash, kind of start disappearing a little bit for the most part. I don't know if it ever will, but this is where the inking really hides any pencil marks, blemishes, imperfections from that. And you can see it just beautifully layers here together on our design. So that's kind of a fun way. Now, like I mentioned on the thank you, specifically on this one, there's a lot of fun ways to incorporate. If like you pulled in inks, and I love that, right? Modeling page or simply just to put it on, or if you want a different cement, like I said, the designer templates are clear, so you can actually just.
And that's exactly, that's what I did with mine. I just drew inside it to do the thank you. I want to get some comments into, let's see, Myrna says, yes, I got the border templates to make snow cards. Good idea. Julie says, love that card. Coletta says, love the snow hills, Suzanne. Thank you. Myrna says, yes, that is it. Tony says, great work. Shiloh says, love your card. Beautiful. Shelly, the big reveal is so beautiful. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys thought it was worth it. Jill said, beautiful. I was really proud of it. You can tell. Lori said, beautiful card. Nancy gave me an A+++ tonight. Melody said, fantastic looking. Jana said, beautiful card. Love the snow. Beautiful snow steam from Jessica. Thanks. Lori says, Suzanne, the card is great. I use oxides and distressed inks with my Kiwi templates often. Darlene loved my card as well as Jana. Yeah, Jana, we are getting a little bit of static. It seemed to clear up now, so sorry about that. Beth said the snow card is beautiful. Thank you. Monica says, I need to order Kiwi Lane now. Love all the ideas and tips. Definitely a very fun 7 useful crafters tool. I don't know what 7 useful crafter tools are, but I completely agree that this is a blast. Debbie liked my card. She said it was worth the wait. Thanks, everybody. Tammy, love the snow. I'm going to do that. Phyllis, beautiful card. Yeah, you guys have to get that kid just to do the snow technique. But what you'll really find, and Susan, I really have fallen in love with this. It is truly a very unique way to create, and there is, like you said, I loved your word, that a flow about it. And at first, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I'm just being really honest with you, but then I fell in love with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a common remark that we hear often. So it's really one of those things you have to give it a try, and then you just start to feel how satisfying, how creatively satisfying. It gives you a great result that you can be happy with, and it's very productive as well. And so not only is it simple, so there's not much thinking you have to do when you're in that creative flow state, for sure.
Oh, okay, do me a really quick favor. Can you show me just a couple of quick finished examples? And unfortunately, we are going over time.
Absolutely.
So I just want to show some of your finished, and then we'll have to say goodbye.
Okay, and that's, again, this is the same designer template, so you can rearrange them, like so the butterflies here, the flowers there, a little bit different than the one that I was just kind of creating live here. You can alter it, do it a little different. In this case, I took the thank you and again some Nuvo and did that. So just some fun different designs, and again, that was with those 2 sets that there's just no end to it. And the designer templates are a tool, so kind of like how you were saying with your inks and stuff like that. So use them as often as you can, incorporate other designs. But most importantly, we just hope that you find yourself creating from start to finish more consistently and more meaningfully. So.
Well, and I love that too. And Susan, we're so thrilled to have Kiwi Lane on, and I can't wait until you're back with us. You're back on camera too, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
Hi, there you are. No, I really just want to say thank you. I look forward to doing more kits with you, and this is just wonderful. It was so nice to spend some time with you tonight.
You too, Suzanne. I'm going to send you a lot of pencils so you never run out of a pencil again.
Please, I will crack up. If I get a load of Kiwi pencils, I'll be so excited. All right, thanks, Susan.
All right, take care. Good night.
Yeah, it's like a proud moment. All right, you guys, I'm so happy we're together again tonight. It has been so much fun. Do me a favor, if you don't follow me on my Facebook page, please do. I'm like 25 people away from hitting 16,000 followers. And I just got to thank everybody. It's you guys that make it worth fun and it helped me get it out there and make the show grow. So it's really been a blast. I've had hundreds of you on the line with me tonight so far, and we always love the comments and the fun that we have. Coletta loves the borders. Kiwi says, thank you for having us. We loved it. Well, thank you guys from Kiwi. We loved having you guys. And Roxanne, first time catching the show. This is great. Yay! Julie says, great show. Well, Roxanne, thanks. And for all of you who are brand new, we meet up every Tuesday night, typically at 9:30. So for the rest of this month, DeWitt, we are 9:30 straight on. 9:30 for the rest of October. I'm going to be here, I promise. And yeah, just join us. It's so much fun. And like I said, we create, we do stuff together. We have a lot of fun and we laugh. And you guys are the most important part of the show. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I love my crafting cuties. And I will see you soon on HSN TV. In fact, I'll be with Wolfgang Puck. It's going to be Friday night. I start at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. and then kick off his Today's Special at midnight, and he's here in the studio. And it's a really cool Today's Special, and I haven't seen Wolfgang in maybe 3 years together. So
That's excellent.
I know, I'm so excited. Anyway, thanks guys. Bye. I love you.